So it's April and these markets are just continuing to turn higher from the mid-March movement. Now, those of you who check out my updates, you may notice a little bit different scenery here. I am visiting my mom in New York and I'm going to be here commenting on the markets with you all week. So what I want to show you right now is the E-mini S&P. So you can see here, I've got this chart of the June contract of the E-mini S&P futures. And I have two yellow highlights here that are really important, okay? So to start with, I've been tracking the E-mini S&P, trading, analyzing, studying it for over 23 years. Those of you who are new here, I'm Hema Reddy. I use price, time, and momentum trading to help boost my trading and that of my tribes. Now, the price, time, and momentum break down into three separate pieces. So the price action is what you see here, these candlesticks that are moving higher. And right now, they're contained within this red rising channel. The market timing piece comes in with actually looking at areas for forecasts on the chart, like literal magnets pulling on price and time to them. And you can see that I have one here at this yellow intersection. It's for April 4th for price to get up to about 4170. So you can see we're real close to that. And then another bigger picture one further out for price to get up to 4260. So between those two forecasts and the price action, there's also momentum unfolding, and that's down below my RSI power zones. Right now, the RSI power zones are sort of hanging out in the bear resistance power zone. And when you put all of this together, here's what I'm calculating from. A, there's room for us to trade higher, even if it's just slightly, into this exact price target. Okay, we still have a uptrend on the price bars, and momentum has not formed a significant peak yet. So at that juncture, so April 4th and 4170, there's a pressure point that could stop price from going higher, just pause it for a little bit, or cause a turn down and maybe bring price back towards the lower red trend line. If price continues up through tomorrow's forecast, then again, I have the longer term one and the pathway to it, okay? It's not necessarily going to be a straight line up and to the right. The pathway to that line could meander between these two rising trend lines, and momentum patterns and movement will help us know if that's the case. So this is how I look at all three of these together. Now, just in case my forecasts here don't unfold and the market turns lower, what are some of the key levels I'm looking at? Well, those are what's called support and resistance. I use pink lines to mark support and blue lines to mark resistance. So support is price floors, and I have three here that are significant to the bigger picture of the E-mini. The first is 4073.75. That's this March 22nd old top. Then there's this old top from March 27th at 4034.25. And below that is a support here at 3980.75. So all of those are what I'm monitoring to see if we're going to continue to stay in the rising channel or fall below it. But what I think is more likely is that we continue to trade higher in line with these forecasts. And if I zoom in here a little bit, you can see specifically I have a couple key resistance levels at 4205.5 and 4223. Now there are more in between where prices now and those levels. Those are captured and detailed in full in my Skinny in the Markets. So that's my reports I put out multiple times a week in the E-mini S&P, on the NASDAQ futures, and stock picks once a week. Now, if we continue to trade beyond 4223, then there are also resistance levels that we could pull out. And again, 4260 is sort of the ultimate in the near-term resistance levels, with the expectation that the market trades to that price at this time of April 19th. Okay, guys, the forecast is not just about one or the other. It's about price and time together. So I'm excited to see how this unfolds as I continue to visit my mom, family, friends here in New York. Keep an eye on these markets, and I'll be back to you soon. Catch you on the inside.